Fam, listen, at the end of the day, what can we say about Sleep Token? You know, it's very, very difficult to give even an introduction into this band because I feel like every time I hear a Sleep Token song, there is a hallway full of doors that I'm exposed to. Far more questions I have than answers. And I think that that's intentional. One theory that I think a lot of the Sleep Token fans on this channel have agreed with me with so far is that, Sleep and Sleep and Vessel might be two parts of the same coin. Right. And, you start to kind of get the impression at, the last 5 or 6 songs from This Place Will Become Your Tomb. Now we're in Arcadia, taking a look at the highly requested Caramel. Family, without any further ado, we're going to go ahead and let him cook. Please cook, sir. Talk to me.
Count me out like sovereigns, pay back for the good times. Right foot in the roses, left foot on a landmine. I'm not gonna be there, tripping on the grapevine. They can sing the words while I cry into the baseline. Wear me out like Prada, devil in my detail. I swear it's
Listen. Why did they make it such a bop at the end of the day, though, right? I mean, that sounds like R&B pop. That's fire. And you never know what direction they're going to take it. I mean, I almost feel sympathy for those, deep heavy metal fans that are like, Sleep Token isn't metal. But what is Sleep Token? They can't find a genre. They're just like wandering sages that, wander from, they do whatever they want with the music, whatever it calls for. Yes, I am rewinding it all the way because I desperately need to hear that transition again. Pardon me. Please cook, sir. Talk to me. That was a fire transition.
count me out like sovereigns, pay back for the good times. Right foot in the roses, left foot on a landmine.
Listen, hear me out. Because he's saying, count me out like sovereigns, right? What is this sovereign? Someone who has full authority and control. Payback for the good times. Do the good times make any sense without the bad times? I told my daughter this on the way to school this morning because she says very mean things when she doesn't get her way. Because I wanted her to walk to school today. It's like, we're walking. Walking to school, gave me a little bit of integrity. So I don't want to just drive you to school all the time. She has a lot more privileges than I had growing up. Nevertheless, the reason that the good times can be experienced is because of the bad times. So he's like, yeah, payback for the good times. Right foot in the roses, left foot in the landmine, right? You have to take the bad with the good. So he's beginning this song by saying, look, I'm willing to take the pain that comes as long as I get what I want, right? Typical Vessel here.
Count me out like sovereigns, pay back for the good times. Right foot in the roses, left foot on a landmine. I'm not gonna be there, tripping on the grapevine. They can sing the words while I cry into the baseline.
Give it to me.
Wear me out like Prada, devil in my detail. I swear it's getting harder, even just to exhale. Back to
It's getting harder even just to exercise. Wear me out like Prada. What does that mean, wear me out like Prada? Prada is designer, right? He says, look, I'm willing to even to be the trophy, something which is just used to, as a projection out into the world. Doesn't Vessel always make these promises to Sleep, right? I'm going to guard you. I'm going to be your guardian. Make sure that you're just kind of walking on clouds. He puts himself out there a little bit too much. He's a little bit too self-sacrificial at the end of the day, right? Which is where we get the worship idea from. Complete minimization and exchange. Like he sacrifices himself for Sleep's interest. And I got just a couple bars.
While I cry into the baseline, wear me out like Prada. Devil in my detail, I swear it's getting harder. Even just to exhale, backed up into corners, bitter in the lens. I'm sick of trying to hide it every time they take mine. So stick to me like caramel.
Oh, that's fire.
Walk beside me till you feel nothing as well.
Walk beside me till you feel nothing as well. And stick to me like caramel is like this sweet thing that I can never quite wash off, right? If caramel sticks to you, it's like, yeah, it's stuck. You're going to have to do some work to get it off, And of course, there's that sweetness aspect to it, right? I'm still, let me catch it.
Is it going good in the garden? Say I'm lost, but I beg no pardon. Up on the dice below on the cards, I try not to talk about how it's harder now. Can I get a mirror side stage? You can stop ways. Some of your bizarre getting worse every time they try to shove a real name just to get it worse from me. Acting like I'm never stressed out by the hearsay.
Yo, that's a lot. You know what I'm saying? Vessel is rapping now. I don't care what you say. I gotta hear that one more time.
As well. They ask me, is it going good in the garden? Say I'm lost, but I beg no pardon. Up on the dice below on the cards, I try not to talk about how it's harder now. Can I get a mirror side stage? You can stop.
And that part. I try not to talk about how it's harder now, right? You don't want to lose what you've gained by being who you're pretending to be. You ever been in that situation where you've given so much of yourself for the interest of someone else and they kind of get used to having you? You've become a crutch now, and it's become really, really difficult. You remember in that song Levitate, where Vessel says, and you'll never see my cracking bones, right? And I foiled that line. But he talks a lot about how difficult it is to maintain sacrificing his every desire and instinct for the sake of the well-being of sleep. He talks about how difficult that is all the time. And this is another one of those instances.
To talk about how it's harder now.
It's harder now.
Can I get a mirror side stage? You can stop ways. Some of your bizarre getting worse every time they try to shove a real name just to get it worse from me. Acting like I'm never stressed out by the hearsay. Guess that's what I get for trying to hide in the limelight. Guess that's what I get for having 20/20 hindsight. Everybody wants eyes on them. I just wanna hear you sing that top line. You don't think I mean it, then I understand. But I'm still glad you came, so let me see those signs. Stick to me like caramel.
Oh, that's fire. Talk to me.
Walk beside me till you feel nothing as well.
No. Here's where I need your help. What does that mean? Walk beside me till you feel nothing as well. He compares himself to Prada, right? Something which is worn by some, and wear me out like Prada, and that's kind of a bar because it's like, clothing gets worn out the more you wear it. So it's self-sacrificial line. At the same time, wear me out, right? Out in the public, right? Meaning I'm going to, be your spectacle in a public space, let's say. So let me know in the comments what you think of that line. Walk beside me till you feel nothing as well. guys, 2 is murdering the drums on this one. Completely murdering it. You hear that transition? Family, that little bridge was very, very cold. Too young to get bitter over it all, right? He's saying, I mean, look, I'm still fascinated. I'm still captivated. When he says too young to get bitter, the younger that you are, the more fascinated. As newborns, we have a floodlight awareness where everything's beautiful, right? Don't newborns, they put everything in their mouth, their eyes are kind of bugged out and they're looking everywhere, can hardly kind of hold their head up. Just endless fascination at all the sounds and smells and tastes and touches. And then as they grow into little kids, they trade that floodlight for more of a lantern, where the interest is limited to kind of their, what their interests are. It's like, oh, now I'm interested in sugar. I'm interested in my toys. I'm interested in where my mother and father are. And then as we become adults, we trade even that lantern for more of a spotlight awareness where we can achieve goals, right? And we're all about kind of, going from the initial state to the goal state, let's say. So he says, too young to get bitter over it all. I'm still fascinated by sleep. I'm still drawn magnetically. But then he says, too old to retaliate like before. I mean, it's like, look, you've taken something from me I can't get back. I can't retaliate like before. So I'm caught between a rock and a hard place. And he says, too blessed to be caught ungrateful, I know. My God. I'm telling you, the lyrics here, what's strange is that I have to admit to myself that I've missed most of it. The poetry in Sleep Token is super deep. I'll go back just one more time. Too old to retaliate like before. Too blessed to be caught ungrateful, I know. So I'll keep dancing along to the rhythm. The stage is a prison, a beautiful nightmare, a war of attrition. I'll take what I'm given, the deepest incisions. I thought I got better, but maybe I didn't. See, most people would say, now we're getting into the heavy metal, right? It's like, where was this the entire time? Why does Sleep Token fall into the heavy metal genre when they just use the metal sound in order to get across an emotional point? And look, I have to say, I'm sympathetic to that kind of critique. At the same time, I'm completely here for it, right? Why not go from R&B to pop to a reggae sound back to the heavy metal in one song? If the emotion of the track calls for it, bro, music has zero rules. I'm completely here for that. Give it to me, please. I'll take what I'm given, the deepest incisions. I thought I got better, but maybe I didn't. You know what's crazy, family? It's been a long time since I've covered Sleep Token on the channel. And it's not like riding a bike, apparently. You can't just get back on. You have to keep Sleep Token in rotation. I mean, and I think this is one of the reasons that the fan base follows the lore so closely. Is because, once I get done with a track like this, I'm like, yo, I forgot about this entire alternate universe, which is created by Vessel's pen and by Two's drums, and by the entire atmosphere that they create. I'm gonna have to give a second listen to this. Family, let me know if there was one Sleep Token album that we should do an entire reaction to, a whole listen through the album. Is it even in Arcadia? Let me know in the comments below, because I'm starting to do albums. Because sometimes the tracks don't go, by themselves. It's cool. It's kind of like having, a cracker, with some cheese on it. But then, you get the whole, smorgasbord. Maybe that's the wrong word. You get the whole, what is it, with the cheese and the crackers and the, the olives and the, the charcuterie. Family, let me know. Thank you for continuing with me on this journey. Sorry it's been so long since we've interacted with Sleep Token. Please talk to me in the comments. I can't wait to correspond with you. Love you guys.